Hello everyone, welcome to our class Passionate Learners. So in this video we will learn about women education and what are the measures taken by our government to equalize the educational opportunities in relation to gender. Introduction to women education. So two important things you need to remember here. What is women education? Providing education to women in order to improve their knowledge and skills. So next thing, why we need to give education to women? Women contribute almost 50% or sometimes more than that in the whole population. So if we provide education to women, it not only helps them to become independent, but also they would also contribute to the development of the country. So this is about introduction to women education. Next thing is history of women education in India. So according to 2011 census, the women literacy rate, the female literacy rate is 65.46. And starting with the Vedic age. So how was women education during Vedic age? During Vedic age, it was written that education was provided to women. But I think this education, my personal view is that this education was only provided to upper caste women. And gradually, during the medieval times, the education was not given that importance due to this Parda system and all. And coming to British period, that is in the modern India, due to people like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, and even Jyotirao Phule. So all these people contributed for women education, and they realized the importance of women education and they fought for women education. So Jyotirao Phule is remembered as the champion of women education in India. He, along with his wife Savitribai Phule, opened the first school for girls in 1848. Women education got its better after the country got independence in 1947. So till now we have learned about the ancient, medieval and modern times, and here it is written that after independence the women education was given much more importance, and many committees and commissions recommended that women education should be made compulsory. So we will learn about those things. So after independence in the year 1970, what happened is training colleges for women were established for the first time, and women were trained to become teachers in girls' schools. And a point was written about the literacy rate. In 1971, it was 22%, means female literacy rate, and it is gradually started increasing. And in the year 2001, it became 54.16. And in the year 2011, it is 65.46%. Gradually, the literacy rate of women started increasing due to different committees and commissions which the government is being encouraged since the independence. So what are the different commissions? Starting with University Education Commission 1948 to 49. In brief, it said that all the opportunities which men are getting in terms of education should also be provided to women. So this is what University Education Commission said. Women are human beings and have as much right to full development as men have. So here, same facility should be provided to women colleges and universities as provided to men's colleges and universities. This was said in University Education Commission. And next one is Mudaliar Commission. It recommended for the study of home science in all girls' schools. State government should take efforts to open girls' schools whenever there is demand for them. The next one is Hansa Mehta Committee 1961 to 62. So it is the first committee which said that women should be appointed as staff for all the primary schools. Means it gave opportunity for the women to become teachers. Hansa Mehta Committee. Remember like that. And next is Bhakthavatsalam Committee 1963. So Bhakthavatsalam Committee 1963 said that special quarters should be arranged for women teachers. So in the year 1948 to 49, University Education Commission said that all the opportunities which men are getting in terms of education should also be provided to women. And Mudaliar Commission said that home science should be taught to women. And Hansa Mehta Committee, it gave an opportunity for women to become teachers. And Bhakthavatsalam Committee, it started establishing the quarters for female teachers. And then Kothari Commission 1964 to 66. What it said? It said that it gives attention to the education of girls at all the stages, not only the primary education or upper primary education. It also gave importance to education at graduate level and even the PG level also, and in all sectors, and for the expansion and improvement of education. And the next one is National Educational Policy 1968. So providing education to women not only gives social justice but also accelerates, means improves the social transformation, means society would get better if education is given to women. This was said by National Education Policy 1968. And National Education Policy 1986, what it said is education will be used as an agent or a weapon for the basic change in status of women. The next one is National Policy for the Improvement of Women 2001. See, there may be many other commissions or committees also, but I have focused mainly upon major important policies and committees. So the next one is National Policy for the Empowerment of Women 2001. What it said? It said that women also has equal right to enjoy the human rights and fundamental freedom. So this was said by National Policy for the Empowerment of Women 2001. Equal access to participation and enjoyment of all human rights and fundamental freedom by women on equal basis with men in all spheres, that is political, economic and civil. And in the year 2005, a committee was established by Tarun Gogoi. So what this committee has to do? This committee has to examine all the existing schemes, means all the previous schemes which we have discussed, 1968, 86, National Educational Policy and the National Policy for the Empowerment of Women. Are they functioning in a good and well manner? These things have to be taken care by the Tarun Gogoi committee. And the next one is HATI 2009. It's a very important recommendation. So, right to education, we all know that provides free and compulsory education to everyone who are under the age group of 6 to 14 years. And this RT Act makes elementary education a fundamental right under the Article 21A of Indian Constitution. So it is written that education is a right, not a privilege. Each and every person who is under the age group of 6 to 14 years has to be given proper education. So now, despite giving all these things, all these committees, policies and RTE, still women education is lagging behind. So Indian women contribute only 18% of country's GDP, one of the lowest in the world, and only 25% of Indian labor force is women. So in spite of doing all those things also, women GDP contribution is only 18%. So now to cover all these means there is problem persisting. The problem is persisting. So to address this problem, the solution is NEP 2020. So what this NEP 2020, National Education Policy 2020 is recommending? It says that It gave importance to alternative educational channels. School is a mainstream. Alternative education channels means distance learning. For the women who are unable to come and receive education at schools or colleges, it provides an opportunity for them to learn through distance mode. That is through maybe e-learning also comes under distance mode. And the next one is funds allocation for women education. And not only for women education but also for transgender children. And KGBV, we all know KGBV is Kasturiba Gandhi Vidyalaya. So this will be strengthened and expanded to increase the participation in quality schools up to grade 12. Means up to grade 12 they are trying to provide the free education for girls from socio-economic disadvantaged backgrounds. And these are few articles which talk about women and women rights. Article 15, no citizen shall be discriminated on the grounds of sex. Article 39, men and women will get equal rights by the state in getting means of livelihood and equal pay. Equal pay for equal work. Article 39. Article 15, no citizen shall be discriminated on grounds of sex. And Article 51A, it is a duty of every citizen to respect the women. And so all these opportunities government is providing for the women in order to uplift them. So women need to grab all these opportunities and work hard to become independent, not only independent, and also should serve the country for the country's progress and development. So this is all about today's video. I hope I'm clear with the topic, and thank you so much for watching my video. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe to Passionate Learners. Thank you.